Welcome back, my legends. Speed is life.
And today we're going to talk about the stories from the Outlands NorthStar and basically give a little bit more background of what's going on in the story. And so in the beginning of the cinematic trailer, we can see what looks to be an exploded planet. Now, if you play Titanfall 2, you know what this is. It's the planet Typhon. So this takes place after the events of Titanfall 2. And then we get to see who the next legend is going to be. Her name is Kairi Imahara. And what makes this character very special is that she happens to be the daughter of Viper. Now, for those of you who don't know who Viper is, basically he's a mercenary apex predator that works for Kuben Blisk. But going back to the start of the trailer, what people don't know is that Kairi is actually a smuggler. And we got this information from Apex's Twitter where it says Valkyrie has been pulling smuggling jobs for years. Now, this will explain why she's in the planet Typhon, because it looks like Kuben Blisk's henchmen hired her to retrieve the NorthStar Titan that belonged to Viper, but it just so happens that that Titan belonged to her dad. Now, if you're wondering when is this taking place, this is taking place in the year 2731. Now, as I'm making this video, we're now in the year 2734. Seasons 1 through 7 were taking place in the year 2733. And the reason we know this happened before the year 2733 is because we've seen concept art where we see Viper's NorthStar Titan and Rampart's shop. Now, we know in season 6 that Rampart's shop was burned down because of Big Sister, but if you were there during the preview of the trailer, we can hear Rampart is working on getting rid of the Beetle hover engines from the NorthStar's Titan.
My, look at all these mods. VTOL systems intact at the start.
Most NorthStars can only do short VTOL style hovering, meaning that they can only be in the air for a short amount of time. But Viper's Titan is very special because Viper's Titan is modded with very expensive and rare parts that can make it hover in the air for a long time. So if you were wondering why it's rare to see only one NorthStar in the air for such a long time, it's because only a very few pilots have something like Viper's NorthStar, and so it's very rare and very valuable. So this is probably why Kairi was hired to go to Typhon and retrieve Viper's Titan, so basically they can use it for the parts. And it just so happens that they hired one of the best smuggler pilots in the Outlands, which just so happens to be Viper's daughter. And as you can see, my legend, she's still sad over the fact that she lost her dad, and basically the reason why she was being a Karen and asked to see the manager is because she wanted to get revenge on Kuben Blisk. And Kuben Blisk, I think, found her interesting because there was something about her that made her a bit special. And the reason why is because not only is she Viper's daughter, but in the flashbacks we can see her as a young girl reading basically a manual guide on how to use the NorthStar Titan, which I got to remind everybody is not easy piloting a standard Titan, let alone an advanced modified NorthStar. And despite all that, she still was able to pretty much pilot the NorthStar pretty good and even learn how to fly on her first try. Now, if you want to know where all this is taking place, if you look very carefully at the background, you can see what looks to be like a statue of an angel. Now, if you've seen the teasers, you know this is the statue from Angel City. So the events in the cinematic is taking place near Angel City before the year 2715 when Typhon exploded. So going back to the flashback, we can see that Kairi finds her dad's Apex Predator card. Now Kuben Blisk tries to take the card away from her and tells her, do you know what your daddy did to earn this aid? You can only get this card when your life is on the line and you somehow find a way to survive. And this will explain how Cooper and Rampart were able to get their Apex Predators invitation cards. You get this card when you defy the odds and come out victorious, or you just put up one hell of a fight that you should have lost from the beginning in Rampart's case. But point is that Viper's life was one time in danger and he was able to survive, and that's how he earned this card. And so what happens, my legends, is that Viper tells Kairi that she'll never fly one of these death traps. Now, what basically is happening here, if you've seen the end of the trailer, is that Viper told Kuben Blisk that he does not want his daughter to be like him. In other words, grow up to one day be a mercenary pilot like him. He wants her legacy to be something better. When Viper rescued his daughter, now from Kairi's perspective, she thought she disappointed her dad and probably that he didn't love her anymore, and that's why he left without saying a reason why. Now if you played the campaign, you know why, because he was transferring the Arc to the fourth weapon, and being such a top secret project by the IMC, I'm guessing in order to keep him safe, he couldn't tell him anything. Now this could explain why in the end Kuben Blisk was a bit disappointed in Kairi, because he realized that all this time she's been wasting her life trying to get revenge on him, which he wasn't the one that killed her dad. And clearly knowing Kuben Blisk, he's not going to tell her the truth because she hasn't earned the right to hear the truth. Unlike Pathfinder, in the Pathfinder's quest book, Pathfinder got the info from Kuben Blisk about his craters because in Kuben Blisk's eyes, he's earned the right to know the truth, unlike Kairi. So this is why Kuben Blisk said that if you shoot me, your story ends here. In other words, he's basically saying not only are you never going to hear the truth, but worst of all, you're going to become the very thing your dad was afraid of, a cold-blooded killer that has no reason to live. And this is when Kairi basically stood up to Kuben Blisk and shot his tequila glass, and then decided to grab the card and join the game. So you can clearly see that Kuben Blisk was very impressed by this, because in a way he kind of realized that yup, that is 100% Viper's daughter. So what I think is going to happen, my legends, is that she's probably going to prove herself in the games, and maybe hoping that Kuben Blisk will eventually tell her what happened to her dad, and plus information that we don't know, and probably talk to Ash if she can, because we know she's hosting an arena in the games. And the way I want to end this, my legends, is that Viper was never disappointed in his daughter. He started this by saying that she will never be able to fly the NorthStar, but in the end I think he realized that no matter how much he wants to deny it, she's just like him. And I think this is why in the end he decided to let her control the NorthStar. He always saw her as his little Viper. So yeah, my legends. And also bonus theory is that I think that Kairi was the one that taught Pathfinder how to fly a ship. So yeah, that'll do it for now, and remember, speed is life, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.
Those long days passing by from the door, like late summer, they slowly fade away, finding ways through the favorite tune, play today with my